I'm good. I'm ready.
The Double Dealing Podcast, where it's always double the pleasure and triple the fun with your hosts, Dave and Luke.
Yo, what is up, everybody? And thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Double Dealing Podcast. I am your host, Dave. Let's go around the table, shall we? Joining us, my co-host down in West by God, Virginia, Luke. How are you, buddy?
Dude, as we record, it is Friday. The week is over. Not to give a tiny spoiler. I don't know if anybody would know this with our guest, but that drum set, I'm the odd man out tonight. I'm the only one that's not a drummer that's going to be in this episode. So I'm good, man. I'm like I said, brother, it's Friday and I'm ready to rock.
Hell yes. Also joining us, the Rolling Rogans. Joe and Amy, how are you guys?
Hey,
we're in the the land of make believe.
Orlando.
That's where we are.
Last night in our 3-bedroom.
Ridiculous 3-bedroom, 4 TVs, 3 bathrooms, and it's just my wife and me. So
awesome.
We don't need this much space.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, you guys are used to living in a van.
Where's Gino?
Yeah.
You can fit.
She's not supposed to be here.
Yep.
Oh, Gino is the traveling cat.
Yeah. We could fit
Awesome.
2 vans outside that porch right there. That's how big this place
shit.
is.
Just the balcony.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That is awesome.
So it's our last night here. We're checking out tomorrow.
Of course, I messed up all the beds already. So.
That's what you're supposed to do in a big ass place like that, Joe.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank
We're
you guys
awesome.
for being
Thanks.
here as always. Thank you. And to continue going around the table, guys, we have a very special guest joining us. Let me tell you
I knew
something.
you'd get 3.
Our guest today, guys, he is the king of jingles, okay? He's had an incredible success through social media, whether it be with his 2.2 million followers on TikTok, not a big deal, or maybe his 698,000 followers on Instagram, not a big deal. Either way, you can see him hitting his countertop and singing his songs with his sunglasses on and his hair cascading under his beanie. You may have seen his name, Guy with the Hair Official. Please welcome to the show, Josiah Fraizer. How are you, buddy?
Great, dude.
That was amazing.
Let's just end the podcast right there. Hey, real shit though. That intro you guys had, I was grooving with it, man. Like, dude, I didn't know you were a drummer, and I fucking I miss playing drums. But yeah, I played for 20 years, man. I fucking love drums. So that was grooving.
Dude, I mean, fuck it. Let's go into it right now because I was going to go into that because I am too a drummer, as you can see. I just picked this up. That's the Roland TDK 17 XV. So it has like the extra cymbal. So it's got like 2 cymbals, the ride. It's the very first the very first electronic drum kit that I've ever owned. I've always had an acoustic kit.
Yeah.
And I'm 30, I'll be 35 in 10 days. And I've been playing drums since I was 4 years old.
Wow,
I think, dude. Like my
shit.
mom, like my mom's got like a video of me on VHS of me banging on pots and pans to some like gospel song. You know what I mean? And
dude, that's what yeah.
Dude, I know.
Real shit.
Oh yeah. So fucking pots and pans and wooden spoons and so it's been drums is my passion. That's
man. Yeah, that's dope.
And it's like, I wanted to get an electronic kit after I had kids. I got 2 boys. I got a 4-year-old and a soon-to-be 2-year-old. And so, the acoustic kit was just getting too loud for them and with the kids. And, when do I have time to play after the kids go to sleep? And I needed something quieter.
Dude, so, I mean, I understand, so I'm an atheist now, but before I grew up in the church and I would play at all different, I would tour churches, man, playing, just playing churches. And I I broke about probably 4 or 5 electric drum sets because I have a heavy hand, bro. Like I have a heavy hand. Like like for my hit. I mean, for the drum nerds out there, like I should play with like a 5B, but like I love the 5As or even the 55As. Do those thin like fucking things, and I just hit. And so I would break electric drum sets all the time. So I had to always go acoustic. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that's actually what I play with is a 5B.
Okay.
I like those thick ones. Yeah, I don't know.
You like the heavy, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, fucking love it. And then I don't know about you, but like I picked up guitar like probably about 15 years ago, and all self-taught. I never took any lessons. How about you?
So I got my musical inclination from my dad. I mean, he plays drums, bass, guitar, and piano, and he learns all from ear. He taught himself all. And bass is his main guitar. Like he's an incredible fucking bass player. But I mean, so like drums were kind of a last resort because I went through all the instruments and they were like, fuck it. So they got me this like Johnson like beat up like drum set when I was like 12, and they're like, here. It was the last resort, and I loved it. So
That's awesome.
Just drums for me, but I mean, like that's super. I taught myself. I'd put like CDs like and put my headphones on and just try to emulate like Chevelle and like POD and like all that shit, man. Back in the day.
Throwing it back,
dude. Yeah,
POD, holy shit,
100%, man. Satellite, bro. What's up?
Yeah.
See, that's when shit sneaks up on me, because then I'm like, POD is at that. I was like, oh yeah, God, 2000 was 22 years ago. Never mind. Like, God,
bro,
man.
Yes.
You put numbers on things, it makes it. No, I was actually going to say that before Dave said that he played guitar, because that distorted part that you heard, that guitar riff, that was Dave on the last intro we had. This is basically our new. We kind of changed everything up because we did 105 episodes of All in the Delivery.
Yep.
And now this is officially what episode, I don't even know. We're still in the single digits on this one, but
yeah, it was like like before we were really focusing on like
strictly delivery stuff.
And, like, delivery stuff.
Ooh, for sure.
We just wanted to get away from that, just really branch out. And because before, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, we met incredible drivers. Like we used to have so many different drivers on. We met so many people from around the world. So you were actually our first guest on the new
show.
So fuck yeah.
That's dope. I feel honored, guys.
No, dude, we're fucking honored to have you.
Well, that was like just to say, like when Dave said, King of the Jing. I don't remember how exactly, because I didn't have TikTok for a long. I still don't. We have the podcast page, and that's the one that I would use. And I don't know. I can't remember exactly how I stumbled across. Maybe Dave. It might have been you. I don't know, but I was like, holy shit. This dude is incredible with the jingles, but I gotta say, and I mean, this is a question we were going to kind of save for later, so I don't really. I guess in a flowing way, you did a reply to somebody, and I'm sure you've done so many of these that I don't know if you'll remember this particular one, but it was somebody that had a grammatical, bad grammar. Yeah. They were using your and
I know what you're talking about,
dude. That one,
I spelled out you're the correct iteration
without the
yeah.
Oh my God, dude! I sat there on my phone, and I literally probably looked like I was in the movie 8 Mile watching a battle, and I was like, oh God, like that was when I was like, dude, this guy's fucking awesome. But then that was one of the times when your account got shut down, because I went to look at it and it was like blank. I was like, oh, Jesus, what the
dude, this is my 3rd TikTok account, bro.
That's insane. So yeah, we actually wanted to touch on that. So like, what ended up happening with the first one? Like, I mean, so I guess take us back to starting when you first started with social media.
Yeah, so like I started kind of as a dare. Like I'm still not an advocate for TikTok, even though it's kind of my life now. But like when people are like, "Oh, I don't have TikTok," I'm like, "That's cool, don't do it." But like I don't know, like it's cool, but like I don't scroll, I don't use TikTok. I just post on it. But like It started back in 2020 during the pandemic. Like it was October of 2020, so about 2 years ago, and like I just did it as a dare. Somebody, because I was doing like parodies on Facebook just about my town, just local shit, and then a friend of mine just kept like hounding. He's like, "You need to get on TikTok. You need to do this shit." And I was like, "Dude, I hate TikTok." And he was like, "Just do it, just do it." So like I tried it, and for like a month I was doing like political shit, like because it was around the time of the elections, and like and nobody gave a shit about what I was doing, and I was like, all right, cool, like this is not fun, so I'm gonna not do this anymore. And then one day I came home from I had a job at that time, and like I came home from it, and I was working in retail, and this girl she posted a song with that tune that I use over and over and over again. She posted like a retail song, and I was like, dude, that's pretty dope. Like I relate with that, and so like I made my own song, and then I posted it that night, like because I've always been a lyricist, so I love writing shit, and so
Totally.
so I just wrote it, posted it, and it went fucking viral, and then I did another one, it went viral, did another one, it went viral, and I got up to like 3.2 million followers in like 4 or 5 months, and and then that account got shut down because I was too divisive. Like I was talking a lot about political stuff, vaccinations, you know, masks and all that shit during the height of all that. So it just, they're like, nope. And I didn't know what I had, you know? And so then I went through a crazy depression, and then I started a new TikTok account last year, and that one, I got up to 1.6 million followers, and that one got deleted because I got hired to write a CBD song by my buddy Joe, who's actually here in Vegas. He's like the lead distributor of CBD in America, and he hired me to write a song for him and his company. And so I did it, and I posted it everywhere else is fine. Posted it to TikTok. I had no violations, and the next day I wake up and my fucking account is banned. And so you know, at that point I was like, fuck TikTok, and I wasn't going to get back on. And then maybe like April of this past year I did again, and now I'm where I'm at. And I've kind of learned you have to refine and cater to the bullshit, you know, but it is what it is, man. I think I found my niche and just kind of staying on the positive side of things and talking about mental health, which I struggle with, you know.
Absolutely. So that's fucking crazy because like CBD is legal everywhere. Every state?
Tell me, dude. Yes.
Like what?
Exactly. Like every single fucking state, CBD is legal, and that's the thing that they pinned me on. So,
Oh my God.
you know,
Fucking
crazy.
Yeah.
But like Instagram, Facebook, so
No
I'm,
issues?
You know, YouTube, no issues, dude, like none, and just TikTok. So TikTok's a different beast, bro. Like all the other platforms that I'm on and monetized on, like I'm pretty lax with, but TikTok I have to like tiptoe around, bro, you know?
Right, which is like fucking crazy though, because I saw you like shared something on like one of your Instagram stories recently, and it was like TikTok is here just letting these women run around
Dude.
practically naked.
No, not practically, literally. So I found videos, and I don't know why it came up on my FYP, but like there were fucking videos of women just like, and they're breastfeeding or whatever, which, you know, is cool, whatever. But like, dude, straight up just exposed, and like and then there was another video of like women, like Native women, and they were straight, just full frontal, just naked, and I'm like, what? I sent it to my friend who's here with me now in Vegas, and I'm like, do you see this? And she's like, holy shit. And I'm like, so that's when I posted that tweet. I was like, dude, like TikTok, a place where women can be literally fully naked, and I get you know, violated or whatever, red flagged for talking about feminism. It's crazy.
Right. Or CBD.
Shit don't make sense.
CBD.
Like what the fuck?
Like what the fuck, TikTok, you know?
Wow.
Well, that was like we had a guest on recently that he was a company guy, and he has a he's on TikTok, and he's got a little of a following going, but he's got like 140,000 I think around, and him and his wife were doing videos, and he was telling us that it was like they're just comical things, and like her getting mad and taking a shovel and like, dude, like not even hitting him, but like just raising it up, and TikTok took that shit down because it was saying like it was use of a deadly weapon or something.
Dude, do you guys know, you may have heard of him. He has 20 million followers on TikTok. He's a good friend of mine. His name's Manny, The Manny Show. He's this skinny little guy, and he does these. You never hear his voice because he uses other audios to do his skits. But he's fucking genius. He's hilarious how he does these skits, and he's made a killing on TikTok. But like he was telling me the other day, he's like, dude, like he was asking me. I was in Europe the last week, and he messaged me, and he's like, dude, can you give me a list of like, because he's like trying to get like a case together to go against TikTok because like they treat their creators so shittily, dude. And that's not even a word, but whatever, you know.
Right.
And
Right.
it's crazy. So yeah, I mean it's not right.
Right. The people that are actually there promoting, positivity and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But then,
And clean fun, like, you know,
Right.
and
Right.
it's crazy, man. I have a buddy, Josh Nasser. He gets in his car and he goes outside. He pulls up to people and says things. You might have seen his TikToks. He has like 3 million on TikTok, and he's one of my closest friends, man. And we're like mental health buddies because I mean he's there in Hollywood doing his thing, and like, dude, like we've blown up together and done our thing together, and the highs and the lows, man. And like it's a mental struggle, and so that's, I mean, ironically, that's what I use to my advantage because I mean I'm just speaking how like I really feel, you know, with my mental health shit, you know.
totally.
Well, and you doing what you do with mental health with the platform you have, because we all come. I'm just a couple years older than you guys, because you both are 34. I mean, Dave, you're 34 for 10 more days. I'm 37, so we all grew up, you know, under the generations past, where especially as men, that, you know what I mean, it was never treated in a positive light. It was like swallow your shit, trudge forward, and that's not fucking healthy at all. And it took really till, you know, I hope so. I mean, I know that's still going to be around, but moving forward, and you know, the generations to come, hopefully, you know, our generation's the last one to really, because that, you know, that's just how we. Like, I love my dad, but you know, he's not. You know, it's just not like he's not going to spill his, you know what I mean? He's just not going to do it. Like he loves me to death, and we talk, but like he's just, and I'm not, and he was a great, like it was never like that really with me, but man, yeah, it just, it's great what you're doing, dude, and obviously keep up the amazing work on that. But with, I was going to say, do you, because I was trying to think, not to just, I kind of tend to ramble, and I got to not do that this episode.
I got like an
ADHD
ADHD brain, so you're good. I'm thinking of like 7 things right now.
I was thinking, because I was telling, like we were talking, do you, have you heard of Christine Snaps? Do you know who Christine Snaps is on TikTok or Instagram? She's a creator, but we had her on a while back, and it was kind of, there was a third driver that used to do the podcast with us, and she stitched one of his videos randomly, and it kind of happened that way. But I don't technically have ADHD, but I was sitting there in my mind just thinking, as you just said 7 different things at once. I was like, man, this is the first time I feel like, I feel like we've had people tell us from the podcast, like, we feel like we know you guys. But I'm like,
Dude,
God,
dude, yeah.
I feel it's so wild. It's still surreal to me, dude. And like I said it before we recorded. I want to make sure to get it on here again. We appreciate you making, because we had some scheduling conflicts, stuff come up.
Sure.
You're obviously on the road. You're in Vegas right now. You're taking the time out, and it speaks volumes to the type of person that you are, man, not what people may portray on. So, because I'm sure when you said you started doing political stuff and stuff with the pandemic, I know you got one half you're pissing off bad, and the other, you know what I mean? So I'm sure I can't even fucking imagine. My
Millions of people just hating me. Like, literally millions of people hating me.
I can't even fucking think of it, dude. Like,
I got a message the other day on Instagram, and this girl messaged me, and she's like, I just started following you, but aren't you that guy that was the most hated guy on the internet 2 years ago? And I was like, yeah, probably. Yeah.
But it's so awesome. Like Luke brought up like your reply video to like the haters, and like you created, it seemed like a little haters series. Just fucking genius, bro. That's incredible.
I mean, and I will never, and that's my thing, like, because I'm a humanist, and my priority is like the well-being of others and treating others with respect and goodness, and I will never go out of my way. I will never be the first one to like disrespect someone or to do something wrong to them intentionally. But if you come at me baselessly, like, and then your grammar's wrong, I'm gonna fucking like make an example out of you, and like, and I will not lose 1 ounce of sleep over it. So like, it's entertainment and it's content for me. So thanks.
That's right.
Yeah.
It gets you the clicks.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
exactly what it is, bro.
It's all good.
And when you do with the grammar thing, dude, I feel like, especially in a social media argument, dude, that's like a nuke, because there's no way that people, like, they can't. I know whoever's watching that. That's like what I was saying earlier. I felt like I was just screaming like I was watching a fucking rap battle, seeing that, But like I was wanting to see the other side of that so bad, but I know I can't. You know what I mean? Because I bet it was priceless.
And that strikes a nerve with people. Literally, maybe about a month ago, someone had messaged me, and it was just their grammar. They were trying to go in on me, and their grammar was just horrible. And so it was like this long run-on sentence. And so what I did was I replied with I deconstructed each and everything that they did wrong. And I posted that as a picture, and that picture is probably the most liked picture I've ever posted, like 30,000 likes or some shit. And like, dude, people were just like reposting that shit because it resonates with people, man. Like,
it does.
Of course.
Don't be a dick. Like,
of course.
So, it's so true.
So, to get a little bit more serious, so you mentioned, you struggled with mental health. I guess what I want to ask you is how, what did you do to overcome that? What did you do to help you get through?
So a big part of that, man, was like, and I tell everybody this, like about 4 or 5 years ago, I was a completely different person. And like, I grew up, and, no disrespect to people that are religious or whatever. I grew up under the cloak of religion, like hardcore. My dad and my mom are both like fundamentalist Christian, and like, my mom and I have an incredible relationship, but my dad and I unfortunately don't. And so it's crazy because like under that mentality, like you were talking about before, with mental health being a stigma, especially for men. Growing up, I never faced my mental health, and I never faced what it was. So I always stuffed it down. But emotional pressure is synonymous with physical pressure. It will always come back up at some point. And so for me, it was like once I let go of that, for me, and just me personally, I let go of religion, and I let go of that suppression on my life. And I was, for the first year or so, about 4 years ago, it was fucking tough, dude. Like, I had to cope and deal with these emotions that had been culminating my entire fucking life. And so it took a long time before the social media, before any of that. I was grasping and grappling with this shit, and it was dark times. And I still have days where it's dark times, man. Like, I'll never be out of the woods, and neither will anybody. But I think that's the important thing, and that's the number one thing that I want to do with my content is destigmatize, talking about mental health and making it, normalizing it, dude, because I get messages from around the world. I don't know, there may be like 1 or 2, maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 countries that I haven't heard from on the planet. And every single person talks about, at their core, fundamentally, they talk about the same kind of struggles that I have. And that's why it resonates with so many people, man, and so I think it's really fucking important.
That's incredible. Yeah.
I
mean, go ahead, Luke. Sorry.
No, I was just curious with the, when you said, when you went from grew up, because I'm kind of the same way. I would still say I'm still a Christian. I say it like that, but I'm an open-minded. I don't really I'm Christian, but I don't really go to church. But I grew up like you did in this, but at getting older, I thought I got a lot more open-minded with just the aspect that it could be something else or nothing at all. And you don't really, I guess, I'm not, there's a friend of mine who he's been an atheist ever since I've known him. And I think I heard you mention this on that prior podcast that we were talking about before we came on. Have you had, when you first kind of made it known that you weren't a Christian anymore, and also, but not, just the fact that you stated you were an atheist, because you just said before, to each their own on that level. But did people, when you, like, because my friend, they did the same thing that you said. Like, they find out he's an atheist, and it's almost like voodoo. Like, holy shit, you're a bad, like, they think you're bad shit because
that's the stigma against atheists. Yeah, and atheism. And I think that, like, 100%, dude, I got called the devil. I still have people today from the old crowd that I used to roll with, like, that, say that, that I'm really a Christian. I'm just denying everything, and that, God's going to throw me in hell if I don't repent, and like shit like that. And not to say that every Christian's like that. My mom's a Christian. My sister is even further to the left than I am as a liberal, and she's a hardcore Christian. So it's not even about that, man. Like, I respect everybody's walk of life as long as they respect everybody else's. And that's all that I give a fuck about, man, And so, like, and for me, it's like what you guys were saying. For me, atheism is, and that's another thing that I want to talk, that I, try to normalize as well, because, like, I'm a human being. I'm compassionate. I like to think I'm a good person. And like, like, I don't say, oh, there's no God. I can't know that. I'm an agnostic atheist, because, like, I'm not convinced that there is a God, but I can't know that there isn't,
Yeah.
And so, like, it's that's the thing with me. And aside from that, man, on the day-to-day, I heard somebody talking the other day, like, on the personal level, on the day-to-day, nobody really gives a shit. They don't talk about politics or religion. It's really about, like, yeah, hey, how are you doing? Like, oh, we're going to get this project done. Like, that's the day-to-day of normal humans on a grander scale. And that's what I care about, man. Just, like, living cohesively with one another,
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Absolutely. Well, and I mean, I guess all three of us kind of grew up in the same type of background, went to church every Sunday growing up with parents. Same thing. I played drums in church as well. But then there was a time when I got older, and at the time, she's now my wife. At the time, she was my girlfriend. I moved out of my parents' house.
I love this.
Thanks.
Go ahead, please.
I moved out of my parents' house and moved in with my girlfriend at the time. Now my wife.
Oh, and all that premarital sex going on.
Right, yeah, dude, my dad would not approve.
Right, and so this is what happened. So because I used to play on the what they would call the worship team. As soon as I moved out of my parents' house and moved in with my girlfriend, that was it.
Done.
Like, they're like, you can't be up here doing this anymore.
100%.
And it was at that time I stopped going to church. And it's like,
you think they'd be more embracing if they're called the worship team, man? But that's just me. I'm sorry.
I mean, like, I don't want to dive too deep into the beliefs of what we all believe in, but like, but yeah, dude, I guess, like Luke said, it really opened your eyes of, like, how people really just the saying, only God can judge you. You know what I mean? And it's like, you got the entire congregation judging you now.
And the thing is that it's I don't think it's coincidental that everybody seemingly has their own idea of what God is, and it somehow aligns with what their personal morals are. And so they use that, not everybody, but what I've seen and what can happen is that people can use that to justify their being a terrible person, because they're like, well, God is on my side, I mean, dude, let me just say this, dude. The Nazis in Nazi Germany had Gott made uns on their belt buckle, God on our side. And so, like, I mean, so it's a thing, bro.
Well, it's like when because my dad's not a minister, but he's a deacon, so he's still involved with the church. And when I've never been and I've said it before, I don't give a fuck to say it. I've never been a fan of Joel Osteen anyway. But
human being. He's a disgusting human being.
When
I'm
the
sorry,
flooding happened in Houston,
I know very much what you're
and
talking
then
about.
like I'm sitting there like, oh, okay, so everybody, and then there was pictures. There was fucking pictures of that place being dry. Anyways, that's what I can't. But yet he'll drive around in a fucking Ferrari. I don't shit like that. Just
and it's not even like that. He's not. So for me, it's like I don't use him as a standard for what religious people are or Christianity is, because I know very good people that are Christians, that are Muslim, that are Hindu, that are all these people, and it's like, dude, that man is a manipulator and a con artist, and he is a disgusting human being, and he doesn't care about his fellow man. And for me, that's, I mean, you're shit in my book,
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But it's
right.
people like him.
And it's worse than that. He made a very good living.
Yes.
He's a millionaire based on people's vulnerabilities. He preyed, he's a predator on people's vulnerabilities. And it's this, I'm sorry, I'm very passionate about that shit. He's a
I fucking 100% agree with you, bro.
Nah, dude, you get tiers to pay and to send prayer, or what is it? I saw that. You send him money to have him pray for you, and there's different fucking tiers.
Like, what is he, the fucking Pope? Like, Jesus, dude, like, calm down. Like,
oh fuck, like, you get the VIP, man. It's getting answered in 30 minutes or less.
Yeah. We're gonna talk to all three Godheads, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Like, Jesus.
Oh, fuck.
So to switch gears a little bit here, I want to talk about the look. So you obviously created like a persona, right?
Yeah.
You got the beanie, the sunglasses on in every single one of your videos.
Yeah.
How did that come about? How did the beanie come about? How did the sunglasses come about?
So the beanie actually was back in 2018 when I went to Ireland, and there's a clover on it. I actually got this in Ireland. I took my mom, my sister, and a girl I was dating at the time, and we went to Ireland and Iceland. And it's one of my mom's like roots is Ireland, and so that was a great trip. But I got the beanie there. I liked it, and I was like, fuck, like, this is really cool. And I have an addictive personality, so like, and I know that about myself. So like, I started wearing it all the time, and it was really bad because like I wear it through summer. Like, I wear it I wear it to the store when it's 110 degrees out. Like, I don't give a fuck. And so, and people give me the dirtiest looks. I used to care. I don't care anymore. So it's just that now I can say, oh, I'm a content creator. This is my brand. But like before, I was like, I'm just a weird dude, But and then the sunglasses, those actually came because I would print out the songs that I wrote on a piece of paper before I have a new process now, but. Back in the old days, when my old TikToks, I would like print out the songs and put them on a little canister, and I would read them. And I wouldn't have sunglasses on, and people could like see me reading the song, and they're like, "Oh, is it really your song? You're like reading shit." And I was like, you know what? Like, so I just put the sunglasses on one time, and so you can't see me reading the shit. So I still read it. Like, if they're my lyrics, I write them. But I'm not gonna fucking memorize 500 songs, So.
Of course.
So yeah, that's really, it's not a cool story, but it is what it is.
I mean, it's pretty cool because Iceland's on my bucket list, and I mean, you've been to a lot of places. That's one of your that's one of the big things you like to share on your social media is traveling.
Yeah, man.
I think you just got back from Switzerland.
Sweden, and Norway.
That's fucking amazing.
I think that's when I was shocked by the email thing and the response, because I think when I saw it in Insta stories, I was like, fuck, man, I think he was in Switzerland yesterday. I thought I might have been more mind blown by it.
I got into an apartment in Norway. It was our third country that we went to, and like someone hit me up to do a podcast. I literally did a podcast from Norway, and where I was trying to they were in London, and we were trying to coordinate times. It was a massive clusterfuck. But yeah.
Oh yeah. We had the couple guests we had on from the UK. We started that one because there's like a 6 hour. It's definitely, man. It's hard to work with sometimes.
It is, man. Yeah, but I mean, you just get it done and figure it out like we did, and it's all good, man. I'm happy to be here.
Dude, 100%. Fuck yeah. I mean, like Luke said, we've already said it before, dude. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day, dude, for this. And you're in Vegas, for crying out loud, and you could be out at that penny slot machine right now. And
Dude, trust I
dropping
will
pennies
be.
in,
That shit doesn't close. The casinos don't close, bro.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
good.
No,
dude. They do. They are fucking.
Catch me,
That's why.
catch me at 3 a.m. at the MGM casino, bro.
Listen, I got a couple buddies out there in Vegas. I may be like, yo, you got to go down and say hi to
Let's
Josiah.
go, man.
All right?
That's where I'm gonna be till like 3 a.m. today. So let's go. Sitting there with a fucking Corona in my hand, dude.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. So before we wrap up here, Luke, do you have anything else?
I mean, I was I don't know if we totally 100% got into it completely, because I was curious.
Yeah.
I feel like
there's gonna
with
have
the
to be like a
haters,
double part for this.
I wanted to ask you.
We can go a little bit longer if you want. It's all good.
Oh no, we don't want to keep you too long.
I just wanted to say or ask, because I have a bad, and we don't have. I mean, we don't have that many trolls to deal with, but we've had some. And I have a bad dude, and I'm not, so coming from somebody, like, I've always used this expression, and it's as dumb as it sounds, it's like you want to fight the internet, but you really can't literally fight the internet.
Right. Warriors and shit, yeah.
But I guess, like, for somebody that has the following you have and the stuff in the past, does that shit get to you, or do you have a way just to, like, I mean, besides the epic, response video with grammar, but is there something else that you like? Because you said you read most of the DMs and stuff, and I'm sure
on Instagram, yeah.
Okay. Or yeah, right.
Yeah. So I mean, that came with time, my man. Like, honestly, so like I said, with that first TikTok account, that was like the catalyst for like, what the fuck am I doing? Because it came on so fast and so strong. Like, I didn't know what I had, and I was creating content that was literally like split down the middle of, especially America, but even the world. Like, it was like I was getting 50% love and 50% just fucking hate, and just thousands of messages every day, and just like fucking just nuts. And I didn't know dude, it sent me into like a spiral, dude. And so I had to like recalibrate for the second one, and then recalibrate for this one. And I finally, like, just now, 2 years later, I'm in like a good place mentally, where like I don't get nearly as much hate anymore, because I've changed my content to be more positive. But like, I mean, I'll still get the occasional people, but right now, like, I kind of look for those, because, as I said, it's just content for me, man. I just post that shit, And so, and it's like, and now I find this, I can tell, like, some people message me just to try and like get me to post it. Like, they'll talk shit, and then at the end they'll be like, "I really love you, but can you just post this?"
Oh, that's
no
like,
way.
Fuck off, dude. I just blocked him.
Oh
Fuck
my
off.
god!
Wow.
That's
dude, that's
incredible.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, man.
People just looking for that screen time.
I guess, man. But like, I don't see
God.
myself as like anything special. I don't see. It still blows my mind. Like, like that people even, we were in every country that I was just in. Like, people recognize me even in those fucking across the world. And like,
That's
I don't, dude. But like, it freaks me out. It like sends my anxiety through the roof, because I'm just chilling, doing my life, and like, I don't see myself like that, And so, but it's cool. Like, I'm happy. It fulfills me that I'm able to have a living and do things that I love that help others, in a small way.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
One last thing from me,
Sure.
real quick, or maybe two. So, and they both have to do with news. So I saw that you were on the news and you were handing out toilet paper rolls to people when the pandemic first started.
You went way back, dude.
I dug in a little bit. Not to be a
boy
creep,
does his homework, dude.
but
That's crazy.
dude, that's pretty fucking cool.
And that was
pretty fucking cool.
that was before any TikTok, any like shit. Like, I was just like, dude, because like that was when I was coming into like my secular humanism and like really like transitioning in my life, and like I just like I felt the need like so I went and bought a bunch of toilet paper and just like handed it out on the street corner, and like I loved it. Like, I heard people came up and like, it's the smallest thing, dude. Like, they needed a roll or two, and I got to talk with them, and it was just fucking great, man. I loved it.
That is fucking awesome.
That'll be forever because us as delivery drivers, man, it didn't happen at either one of our buildings, but we have our network out there, and there was people that they had to get signatures for toilet paper because people were just coming and steal it, dude. It was like at that point in time, man. Yeah, it may as well have been rubies, dude, but it was toilet paper. It was it was that important.
What a time to be alive that we lived through, man. We lived through a once in a generation pandemic. Like, nothing's happened since like 1918, bro. Like, that's fucking nuts,
Totally. And the second part was, were you recently on the news in another country for your video you made to? Go ahead. I'll let you tell it.
Yeah. So I was actually literally on the plane from LAX to Sweden to start my trip a couple weeks ago. And I got a message as we were descending. I got a message from this international, like, Iranian TV company, and they were like, "Hey, we like the song," because I went to Hollywood to record this that song that I wrote with a girl named Tehran, who's an actress in LA, and that song, like, it got a little traction, but I was like, "This is cool. Like, it'll help some people out. Like, whatever, give them a voice."
Oh, yeah.
But they contacted me and they were like, can we do an interview with you? And I'm like, well, I'm in Sweden right now. I'll be in Switzerland in like 3 days. I don't know like where you're at, like what's your time thing. So yeah, we did the interview real quick. It was cool. And then they're like a legit fucking like company. I was like, wow, like that was a really cool thing because
that's awesome.
I mean, a lot, and I get messages constantly from people in Iran that they're like, the song is being spread around and like they're thankful. And it's fucking great, man. Like, I just, I love it. And
awesome.
I want to do as much as I can.
That is fucking awesome.
That is using the, like in the quote they say, using the power for good, man. Yeah, that was that was amazing shit, dude. Absolutely.
I was really humbled by that, man, honestly.
That is incredible. And last but not least, do you by any chance have any questions for us? Because I know sometimes our guests do.
Where? So you're located in Virginia, right? The Real Nomad, and then Dave.
I'm in West Virginia. It's the forgotten state. It's the forgotten state, but it's the one beside them.
Yeah.
Nah, it's all. Trust me, I don't take that personal because it happens. It happens all the time.
Sure.
And I'm in New York, and we ended up meeting. It's about. The area is called the Hudson Valley.
Okay.
So it's about 40 miles south from Albany.
Okay.
And about 100 miles north of the city.
Nice.
Yep. So it's it's beautiful up here.
Yeah, how did you guys meet? Like, how did that?
Yeah.
Dude, when we had started this, it was 4 people, and we were all UPS drivers, but we all had I didn't know Dave. Dave and I were the last two.
It was just all social media.
Yeah, strictly social media.
Like, there's like what we call like a cardboard community is like the name for it. Like, there's a big cardboard community on Instagram, and so many drivers posting different things and all that, and that's how we all ended up meeting up. Basically, was one driver knew Luke. That same driver also knew me, and we were like, it was just around the same time, like when you started doing your videos is when the pandemic hit, and we were like, everyone's just gonna be fucking inside. They're not gonna be doing anything. They're gonna be looking for shit to do. Let's create a podcast.
100%.
And that's how we ended up going. And now it's down to just me and Luke. It's just us two.
Hold it down. Well, I love it.
Dude, and we all met up for the 100th episode when we recorded it. And to give you a better geographical where I'm at, I'm about an hour-ish south of Pittsburgh. That'd be the best way I could give you location.
That's dope. Okay.
So we all met in Harrisburg, and what was crazy was because Joe and Amy, Dave, and his cousin Nate, he didn't get to meet. But when we had done, at that point, we were like, because I was going to have, my wife was going to have our daughter, so we had to do it. We couldn't literally do it for the 100th episode. It was like we were in the 90s at that point. We've been doing this a while. Dude, the weirdest thing the weirdest thing, because we talk all the time, we do this podcast, and seeing people in person and seeing a body behind the voice was one of the craziest. Like, I'll probably never have that experience again. That was so fucking nuts, because it was just like I was looking, like I would be looking away and I'd hear somebody talk and be like, I'm just waiting to look at a computer screen or something.
Dude,
There they are, dude. It was so wild, but yeah, it was pretty random how we got together, but it's we've had a lot of fun with it, and
you guys seem like cool dudes.
Thank you,
appreciate that, man. And we
anytime. Hey, listen, anytime you're in the city, if you go to New York City, you let me know. I'll buy you a beer.
Yeah,
we can,
I would love
hang
that.
out.
100%.
Totally.
Absolutely.
So,
that'd be dope. Talk about drumming, bro, for sure.
Fucking
fucking
hey.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I mean, like I said, we could probably do a whole nother episode another time and talk about your music life and your band. I know you have a band.
Yeah, sure.
And you drumming and all that stuff. So, but we don't want to keep you for too long, bro. Take the time, and we're very.
I hope you lock them penny machines up tonight,
dude.
I hope
you, man, the penny slots. Hey, the Willy Wonka is calling my name, bro.
Yeah, dude. I want you out there being like Rusty Griswold, just pulling a machine, winning a car.
Fucking every quarter put in the fucking car, dude. Like, that's hashtag goals, bro.
Nick Papa Giorgio.
Nick Papa Giorgio. He had like a fucking penthouse and shit. Like, fucking nuts. I love that movie.
It is so good.
So Josiah, where can people find you on the socials?
I tried to make it as uniform as possible, and I just locked in YouTube with it as well. So on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, it's all Guy with the Hair Official. That's the handle. And Twitter is they didn't have that one available, so it's GWTH_official. So, so all the other 4 socials are Guy with the Hair Official, and if you want to take the time to write all that out, I know I don't, then, give me a follow or whatever. It'd be great.
Fucking rights, buddy. Well, thank you again. And one last thing before you leave, I wrote a jingle for you.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Oh, you did. Yes, that's right.
All right, are you ready for this one?
Holy shit, I forgot about this.
I'm just going to give you my password to my Instagram. You can do my shit now. You're good.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Let's go.
It's going to go a little something like this.
All right.
It's going to go, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day, for coming on our show and saying every word you say. So fuck the fucking haters for hating on what you do. You are the king of jingles. Maybe I can be one too. But honestly, this was a blast. Thank you for coming on. Don't ever change and keep inspiring people with your songs. So this next line will wrap it up, and here is what I'll say. So fuckity fuck motherfuck and have a grand old day.
Damn.
I am not worthy.
Stop it.
Dave.
Dude. Let's talk for 3 more hours. Dude,
Josiah, thank you.
Baller. Hell yeah. Loved
Thank you so much, brother, for taking the time, man. And don't go anywhere so we can say goodbye off air, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Go follow Josiah on all of his socials. Guy with the Hair Official. Go and follow him, guys, right now. Luke, Rogans, everybody else. We'll see you guys next week.
Later, everybody.